Sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, almost 50 minutes ago, Sumahat Sheikh mentioned the salad, so you can imagine the situation I'm in right now. And I'll try to segue very quickly, and give me 5 minutes, and I'll try to segue from what Sumahat Sheikh has covered. I think it's an extremely crucial, important theme, and it is directly relevant to what I'm about to mention, what I'm about to introduce with this scholarship. Today we are the 22nd of the month of the Hajj. This is a month that is actually very rich in Islamic events that are considered key in the Islamic calendar. We are all gathered here today under the general banner of Eid al-Ghadeer. Eid al-Ghadeer takes place on the 18th of the Hajj, when we believe that our religion was made complete and perfect with the nomination and designation of the Prince of Believers, Imam Ali alayhi salam, as the successor of the Holy Prophet. If we fast forward a couple of days after that event, we have on the 24th of the Hijjah, what we have is the event of Al-Mubahala, when the Holy Prophet was challenged by some Christian monks about the truthfulness of his mission. And we have verses in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, verse 61, which mentions that challenge when they saw that the Holy Prophet come with Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima al-Zahra and Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein. When he came to them, they decided to back out from the mutual challenge that they wanted to undertake with the Holy Prophet, and that was considered a very big victory for the Muslims at that time. If we go back to the reports for the month of the Hijjah, we also have that either on the 23rd or the 24th of the Hijjah, we have the event when Imam Ali alayhi salam was praying in the mosque and a beggar entered, and he started imploring the Muslims, saying, "This is the Muslim of your Prophet. Is there not anyone who is going to help me? I have absolutely nothing to sustain myself." And then Imam Ali alayhi salam, during his prayer, while he's prostrating, he moved his finger, his ring finger, and the man understood that the Imam was giving him his ring, so the man came and took the ring to sustain himself. If we move one more day beyond that, on the 25th of the Hijjah, we have the event of the revelation of beautiful verses in Surah Al-Dahr, Surah Al-Insan, from verses 5 to verse 22, which were revealed because we are told in a lengthy story that I don't have time to tell. Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima al-Zahra pledged to Allah to thank him for having healed Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And so they were going to fast for 3 days. And during those 3 days, the little food that they had were 5 pieces of bread. And on the first day, while they were about to break their fast, a beggar knocked on the door, and they gave him all 5 pieces of bread. And they broke their fast with water. And on the second day, they had 5 more pieces of bread, and someone knocked at the door at the time of the fast break, and they gave him all 5 pieces of bread, and that person was an orphan. And on the third day, the person who came knocking at the door at the time when they were about to break their fast was a prisoner. And in each case, they gave them all of their food, and they kept water for their own fast, to break their own fast. And then the famous verses were revealed, not only promising them that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward them, which is a beautiful thing. A lot of us do good actions, but there's a promise in this case from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they were accepted, and there's a promise of what awaits them. But then there's a further distinction where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals their innermost secret, something that no one else would know except Allah, when He speaks on their behalf and reveals their sincerity. When He says that we have only fed you, not wanting any thanks or reward from you, only for the sake of Allah have we fed you. The quick segue that I want to take from this, since these are the blessed days that we're going through these days, and the transition from the eloquent speech from Samahat al-Sheikh, is that when we look at these events, there's so many lessons and we don't have time to cover them. In one dimension, however, I think it's very relevant for what I'm about to say, and this has to do with community. When Imam Ali alayhi salam was performing his prayer and the beggar entered, Imam Ali alayhi salam did not say, there is someone else who may help this man, I'm actually busy right now. And he didn't say that I'm busy with something even more important than this man. This is Imam Ali alayhi salam and praying. He's not just busy with any random act. And he's praying. And he still indicated to the man, he did not let the opportunity go by. He indicated to the man to come and take the chair. Because this is the moment of need for that man. Not later. Not even after the prayer in a few moments. Right now. When we look at the events of how Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam gave what they had when people knocked at their door, when they were in the moment of their own need, they didn't give a portion. They didn't give one piece of bread. They gave everything they had. Now we're not usually asked and put in this situation where we have to give everything we have. But if we want an example, these are examples. If we want to be following anyone, if we want to be truly celebrating Eid al-Ghadeer and Imam Ali alayhi salam with everything he represents, it's to be followers in those footsteps of people who understand and who have an awareness of community. Who understand the role that they have to play and that they're not alone. They are part of something bigger than themselves. There's a responsibility towards that. There's a role that comes from that. So if we look at the scholarship that I'm about to introduce, and I promise I'll go a lot faster now. This scholarship, the purpose from it, is that we want to recognize as a community that we have people, and just by the way, I put this between brackets, I have nothing to do with this. This was the vision of ARK members, and they just asked me to come in and do a little bit of work at the end to help them with the judging. So I'm speaking on their behalf. I'm not taking any credit for this at all. Their idea was that there's a vision for this community where we recognize that there are people who have potential, and there are people who excel, and there are people who have put in energy and passion, and these people need to be recognized. So that's one aim from this scholarship. We want as a community to be able to recognize those. A lot of people deserve recognition, but we want to be able to at least recognize some of them, and to the extent possible. That's one. Two, of course we want to help people. This is a tuition scholarship and it alleviates financially. This is $1,000. And inshallah in the future it will be even more. But there's another side to it. There's a dynamic in this. And my point was just to come to this conclusion. As a community, we are trying to create an environment where this person feels that they are part of a community. They are backed and supported by a group of people, that they're not alone when they're about to embark on this journey. In this case, going through their studies. They know that there's a community behind them. A community that supports them. A community that believes in them. A community that has high hopes to see them succeed, to the point where they're willing to open their wallets and dig in their pockets and give them from their own money so that they go and try to be the best version of themselves that they can. This is what we're trying to create. And what does this do? We have identified the talent, we're helping it grow, and in return, the hope is that these people are going to come back to the community and give back because they feel that they belong to a community. Whatever success they may have had, they will try to pass that on to others. They will take others under their wing, and they will identify the talent, and they will find the potential, and they will help it develop and grow. And hopefully this will create a self-sustaining loop, as they call it, where we identify people, and we develop them, and we recognize them, and they go and come back and put back into the community. and so that we recognize that we have internal talent. There's a talent pool that's always there that needs to be recognized. So I'll stop here, because I think I'm really standing very close between you and the food right now. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that in the future, these types of community building initiatives become even better and bigger, they proliferate and multiply, and that they're all over the place. And people recognize them in all of the different fields that we need in our communities. I ask also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of your deeds, and that we stay united and feel like we are a community, like Samahati Shaykh mentioned, united under the banner of Eid al-Ghadeer and Wilayat Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Now with loud salawat from you, please help me introduce the winner, the recipient of this year's Lady of Light Scholarship Award for 2019-2020, presented by the Art Center of Excellence, the respected brother Muhammad Amin Shams.